Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 117 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing great. Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter to you and all the viewers out there who celebrate it. And for tuning in on Easter, certainly appreciate that. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard, and we do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with you guys, go through the same flow you guys do when you do your own shows. Two is to answer any of your questions. So if there's anything you'd like us to touch on during this town hall, feel free to leave it in the chat. We'll do our best to get to all of them. And I always make sure I mention our three pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. Let's see who's hanging out tonight. We have someone all the way from Bangladesh. Thanks for tuning in. Great to see you here. We have RVing with G tuning in, and lots of other folks. Cool to see all of you here. Some reminders about our shows. We've got StreamYard Spotlight Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is Dana and Kelsey, and it's a show about you guys highlighting how StreamYard users are having success. It's a fun show. They're actually looking for more guests. They were booked out for a super long time, and now there's more bookings available. So reach out to Dana if you're interested in being featured on that show.
Cool.
We also have live stream reviews Saturdays at noon Eastern with Christian. Dee and Daniel Vital also do those a couple times a month as well, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. We have Coffee with the Ducks Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, which is a show featuring StreamYard employees. So if you're interested in learning more about the team and who's behind the scenes, be sure to check that out. And recently, we have Julie doing live stream Impact Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So mark your calendars for all of those. It's been a few weeks now, but still want to check in since it's a relatively new feature, which is individual audio tracks is out now. So curious now that it's been several weeks now that you guys have been using it. Curious how it's been for you guys and what you like or don't like regarding file names or just how the feature works in general. It'd be good to hear from all of you.
Cool. And we've definitely been releasing improvements for it. So it is getting better over time as well. Like everything, we're always trying to improve everything.
Jim says, I really enjoy all the StreamYard shows. Thanks, Jim. All of us certainly appreciate the support. Andre says, any way to play independent artist music during the show? So I'm not sure, Andre, if you mean like live. I mean, obviously you could have well, not obviously, but StreamYard has a guesting feature, so you could bring the artist in live to actually play the music. You could upload it as an overlay video, or recently we have the local video sharing feature as well, so you could have a local video on your computer and share it that way. Just make sure that they're not playing, copyright music. Carl says, Twitter update, question mark? Yeah, we did actually have a subject for that one tonight. I'll go ahead and get to it now. So yeah, so as you guys may have heard, Periscope has officially been sunset by Twitter, and it's moving over to Twitter Live. Luckily though, it's seamless transition, so it's technically gone now, but as you can see, if you're watching on Twitter, we are live on Twitter right now. So everything still works in a similar way. The flow is a bit different. Like if you go to connect Periscope now on StreamYard, you'll see a slightly different flow that basically just is like, hey, Periscope's going away, but you can connect your Twitter account to go live on Twitter. So slightly different flow, but everything essentially works the same. If you're already going live to Twitter, you can use it the same way you do now. If you're just going live to Periscope, you'll now have to connect your Twitter account to your Periscope account, and then you'll be able to go live on Twitter. But relatively seamless. So hopefully that's working well for all of you guys out there.
Cool. And Twitter is planning to hopefully improve not hopefully, they are planning to improve live streaming in general and maybe add some more features that StreamYard can access to just improve the experience on Twitter in general. So I think long term, it'll be pretty exciting, like what sort of Twitter Live evolves into from here.
Hey, Barb, nice to see you here. It's been a while. Barb was, I think, at the very, very first town hall, so cool to see you here. Same with Shabaka. Same, I haven't seen you for a bit either. Shabaka, nice to see you. Lots of old schoolers here. Andrew, nice to see you here. Jimmy says, got me a no-click mouse for my live show. No more click sound. Very nice. Yeah, I need to get a quieter mouse. My scroll wheel is a bit loud.
It's not too loud, but you can kind of hear it. My click's pretty loud, like. Yeah, that's a good tip actually for anyone really trying to go the extra mile and perfect the stream. no click mouse or silent click mouse.
Absolutely. Or just have, the one way to eliminate is just have someone else behind the scenes helping you out, not part of the stream as well.
Yeah.
Chris says, hey, Chris, nice to see you here. Any new features coming soon? Lots of exciting stuff in the works. Don't have any dates or anything. There was actually one we wanted to ask you guys about for those of you that watch regularly. One thing that comes up at the end of every stream is the giveaway tool. So we're curious to ask you guys about that. If there's anything specific, I should have done it right after this. I've gone out of order here. I should have done it at the end so you guys could see the flow of the current one, but most of you are probably already familiar with it. But we were curious how much of that you'd like to see with your own streams. Like what kind of features would you like around the giveaway tool? Like the ability to, I assume choose the keyword. Would you want to be able to change the colors? What kind of stuff would you be interested in there? Any thoughts on that one, Dan?
Yeah, so I guess anyone who's not familiar with what Geige is talking about, you will see it at the end. We do giveaways every stream, and we have this tool that we just built ourselves to do giveaways, which is really fun. Kind of flips between all the people that have commented, and then shows you who won. A lot of you are going to be familiar with it. We're thinking about building something like that for you to use. What would you want to have as part of that if we do build it?
Yeah, so let us know. Dustin says, StreamYard helped this live stream newbie get started super quickly. Awesome, Dustin. That's one of the things we shoot for, so super cool to hear that it was easy for you to get started. Dale, so many old schoolers. Dale says, amazing how it's grown. Only a couple hundred people when I joined. Yes, I remember, Dale. You might have been in the first 100, very early days, one of the first people in that Facebook group.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Bunyamin says, do you use StreamYard's in-house tool for lottery drawing? You do here? Yeah, we do. So that's the thing Dan was referring to, that we'll be making maybe some easy way for you guys to do something similar, because it's definitely a popular request during this.
Yeah, it's something we're exploring is how I would phrase it. Like we're looking into whether or not we can build something that would work for enough people that we would release it.
Desmond says, I couldn't connect StreamYard to Twitter when I tried yesterday, and I don't have a Periscope account. So live support can help you out through the steps, Desmond, if you're having trouble, but you'll basically on StreamYard click that Periscope button. And although Periscope doesn't technically exist, it kind of does through Twitter. So you'll just have to, on Periscope, when you go through that flow, connect your Twitter. But if you have any trouble, there's a help doc, and then also live chat support will be able to help you out.
Yeah, it was March 31st. It kind of suddenly changed a bit, but we have been testing it with new accounts and stuff to make sure that it does work. So it should work for you, hopefully.
Let's see here. Ari Anderson says, I've noticed some streams with 3 people, one audio track is slightly less gain, not measured myself on separated tracks. Any ideas? You have any thoughts on that one, Dan?
No, I'm not sure. It should sound the same. Maybe you can always reach out to our support team as well, and we can pass that through to someone that can take a look at it. If you have like a specific stream you want us to look at, I would think it would sound the same. I'd be curious just how it compares to maybe the recording on, or just the raw video recording. Like, is that person, does it match up with that, or is it just the separate audio tracks where it was slightly louder? Would be cool actually to investigate. So if you want to reach out, and then we can kind of dig into it for you.
Absolutely. RCTV HD says, any plans to add Vimeo to the streaming options? Don't have anything official there, RCTV, but certainly something we're open to. I'd be curious what kind of stuff you'd be doing with Vimeo. Would it be like their self-hosted live streaming functionality? Like, would you be using it to go to your own website? Would it be a public stream that is open, but you just don't want it on YouTube? I'd be curious how you're using Vimeo. It would be cool for us to know.
Yeah.
Margot says, I'm new to StreamYard and learning to sing karaoke. That's awesome.
Cool.
Before I forget, one thing we wanted to announce is we have a really exciting event coming up soon, the live stream. I've got a nice picture here for it. The Live Stream Success Summit. It's the first official StreamYard virtual event we've done. So super excited about it and hope to see you guys there. It'll be a great event. We have some of the best live streams in the world. Seth Godin will be there, Amy Landino, Stu McLaren, all kinds of folks, of course, all our wonderful people on the YouTube channel like Nick Nimmin and Dean Nimmin and Daniel Batal and Roberta Black. I'm forgetting tons of people, but it's a great lineup. So you guys will want to check it out just to learn Never started live streaming. If you've been live streaming for a while, we've got content for everyone there. So be sure to check that out. And let us know how it goes after it's done too, because hopefully we'll, if it's successful, hopefully start doing more. I'd be curious, like if you have any subjects you'd want to learn more about, it'd be cool. Like, what other types of summits you'd like to see would be helpful for us.
Cool. And do we have a link for that? I feel like maybe something was at the bottom. I'm wondering if that was a link that was covered.
Yeah, it's I'll type it out in the chat as well, but it's StreamYard.com/SY Summit. Check it out here. And we're actually using Hopin for it, so that'll be cool too. We'll be using the Hopin platform to do the event.
Very cool.
Oh yeah, and Letitia's going to be the host for it as well. So thanks for tuning in, Letitia. That'll be a lot of fun. Creative Girl says, "You never answer my questions." There's a lot of questions, so if you just say it again, Danielle, I'll do my best to get to it. I might have just missed it. JS Squires, sorry if I missed it. What's the Twitter live update? It's not a big update. JS basically just, if you've been using StreamYard to go live to Twitter, you can continue doing so without any real changes. It's just when you're reconnecting, the flow is slightly different, but you shouldn't have any trouble. And eventually, it'll become Twitter Live, which is exciting. There'll be more features and stuff around Twitter.
Yep.
Let's see here. Jonathan says, please introduce a chip-in function with direct PayPal/Stripe integration, the ability to convert live streams to Anchor/Podbean, and viewers have the ability to become supporters. It's a cool suggestion. Thanks, Jonathan. I'd be curious who else would be interested in that type of stuff, and is it the type of thing where chip-in, would it be like a recurring fixed payment that you'd want for something like that, or is it the type of thing where it would be more donation-based? I'd be curious what kind of, or more of like a Patreon where there's levels. Be curious what kind of stuff you're interested in there.
Cool. Yeah.
I might have forgot to mention Amy Landino. Amy Landino is the other headliner who is also awesome.
Yep.
Did I mention her?
You did. Yep.
Okay, good.
A lot of names. Yeah. If you check out the link, it lists all the speakers. So
yeah, it's got
a lot of really good ones. Yeah.
Ruth says, been loving StreamYard so far, but I hope soon that the host can on and off also the audio avatars soon. Hi. Hey, Ruth. So just to make sure I understand, I guess, are you meaning like turn on and off other users' webcams? Is that how you understand it, Dan?
That was my guess. Or maybe like actually change their avatars. Maybe let us know.
Let us know, Ruth. Yeah. Joanne says it's going to be a really great event. Absolutely. Yeah, Joanne and Carly did a bunch of awesome work planning that out. So thanks. Shout out to Joanne and Carly in the chat. Or if they're in the chat, well, Joanne certainly is, but if Carly is, shout out to both of them. Nidal says, do you recommend any video cameras and microphones for best stream results? Thank you. That is a long subject which people have strongly held opinions on. There's tons of great options out there. We do have a blog now, which I think has posts specifically about both of those subjects. If you just go to StreamYard.com/blog, you can find like a long list discussing the pros and cons. Personally, I like to keep things simple. I've been using the Logitech C920 for a while, and I'm a big fan of it. Mike, I've been using the Blue Yeti. I think Dan has a similar. You have the mini one, right?
Yeah, Nano, or is that what's called? Nano Yeti?
Yeah, that sounds right.
The small one. Yeah, it's nice.
But yeah, the biggest improvement I think you can make as like a step one, if you have nothing, is just to not use the built-in web camera of your computer. So get an external webcam, an external mic, and headphones, and just with that, you'll be very far ahead of most folks, and you can sort of upgrade from there.
Yeah.
If you want to get super advanced, Rodecaster is a pretty cool device too. If you want to do like take-in calls and things like that, which is an audio mixer. Let's see here. Barb says, any chance you could set up a cache for display name when we sign in? I use a symbol in display name and would not like to have to search for it every time. So correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but it should actually be remembered for you, Barb, unless you're changing computers every time. If it's not, maybe check in with support and they can dive a bit deeper with you. But it should actually remember your display name.
Yeah, it should. It could always be like maybe a browser setting is blocking that or something. But yeah, it should be saved for you, Barb.
Let's see here. JS says, oh yeah, allow me to bug you with my recurring query about a score bug for sports that can be updated on the fly. Noted, JS. It's definitely a cool suggestion. I know it would allow for some cool use cases, so we certainly appreciate the, even if it is recurring, we appreciate the reminder. Desmond says, any plans to allow a larger file size for HD countdowns? The file share option is not a smooth source for us during a church stream. Yeah, the file share option is dependent on your connection, Desmond. So if it isn't smooth for you, maybe try improving that as well. But as far as like if you do, like overlays are nice in that it's fully uploaded and you don't even have to worry about that as a factor. So at some point we might make it larger, like we've increased it in the past. Don't have any fixed like a size or a date for you, but it's certainly something we're open to.
Yep, and also curious if you'd like larger file size, like in the sense of 200 megabytes is not enough, or is it a longer video? So 10 minutes is not long enough. I'm guessing it's the 200 megabyte limit, but maybe let us know.
Danielle says, thanks for saying again, Danielle. Sorry, I missed it the first time. When are you guys going to get a team account? And do you think you're going to let us move the screen layout? Don't have any dates or anything for those things, Danielle. So moving the screen layout, it definitely is one that comes up a lot. It's sort of a balance of making sure things are super streamlined and easy for people, but we do want things to be as powerful as possible. So I wish I could give you a more direct answer, but I guess the answer is I don't know. We'd like to give as much power and as flexibility as possible without it turning into something like OBS where there's buttons all over the screen. But I can tell you that it's something we're always thinking about, and we'll try our best to make as much customization as possible without making things overly complex.
Cool. And then same thing, team account, same kind of thing. We're always trying to figure out the best way to do it, so need to put more thought into it, but maybe eventually, if that's something that a lot of people are interested in.
Renee says, is there a way a StreamYard can post directly to LinkedIn events? So right now with LinkedIn events specifically, at some point, there will hopefully be a direct integration. Right now, you actually have to make the event on LinkedIn and then select LinkedIn event on StreamYard and paste the info. At some point, it should be more seamless than that. But right now, that's as direct as it is, Renee. There was a couple questions I had tonight, so before I forget, let me find those. I think we've asked this before, but it's fun to check in every once in a while. I'm curious, right now, what's as far as your live streaming process, what do you guys find is the biggest challenge that you have with live streaming? Is it like coming up with the content, finding guests? What kind of stuff is a pain point for you? It's useful for us to know when we're thinking about the future and what we're building out.
Cool. Yeah, I might want to leave that question up for a bit. Could take a while to get some answers.
Yeah, it's a big topic. Let's see here. RVing with G says this platform rocks. I've been using it for you 24 12 day live, ongoing live for the last 12 days. Thanks, RVing. It's great to hear that you're having success with it.
Cool.
David says, any plans to integrate with Amazon Live? We're certainly open to it. We'd love to integrate with them. It's still pretty early as far as that stuff. I don't think it's open to integrate with yet, but as soon as that changes, David, we would definitely integrate with it. Let's see here. NLTMW says, can you add a column on the left of the studio screen so we can have a branding and comments open at the same time rather than switching tabs? Thanks, NLTMW. Yeah, I think it could be useful to, at some point, have the ability to pop out the chat or something like that. I definitely know the feeling of having to switch back and find things, so it's a good suggestion. What else do we have here? Sounds like an interesting question. My team has 2 StreamYard accounts. We have an event where sessions follow one another. We want to output to the same YouTube. If they overlap, anyone have experience if recording breaks? Should
be fine.
This is something I would definitely test. So I would just set up some unlisted streams and test it out. It has been a while since I did something similar to that, but the times that I have done that, where I just stream from one place and then switch it to another feed, it does actually work. But definitely test it.
If it's actually 2 separate events too, so I'm not sure. if that's the case here. But if it is 2 separate events, that should be absolutely fine. As if it's literally the same event, that it gets a little tricky. So I'm not exactly sure based on the question which one it is, but 2 separate events on YouTube, like 2 separate streams on YouTube should be absolutely fine if it's just on the same channel. I think you can stream several times, but yeah, if it's the same one, it is a little tricky if you actually have overlap. You can kind of get it flashing between the two.
Absolutely. Jamie says, this is a good question. Do you find it better to use personal accounts or create a business page for various social medias to integrate with StreamYard? I have co-hosts on several shows. What's a better practice? So my opinion is that I would only use the personal account for personal stuff you're doing, like especially like Facebook pages. You get access to lots of cool tools and analytics that are sort of designed for these types of use cases, and you'll want access to that type of stuff that you're not going to get with a personal account. Same with, I'm not saying that you need to or that maybe you never will, but if you ever did want to experiment with ads or things like that to promote your show, you also are only going to have access to that on things like business pages. So that's my recommendation. Other people might have different thoughts on it, but that's what I've found to be the best way to do it.
Yeah. And I'm guessing like Facebook wants that, right? Like they want you to use a page for a business related thing. So even if it was like right now they're kind of equal, it's always possible if Facebook makes a change and then it's suddenly way better to have it as a page. But things are always changing, so it could change the other way. Who knows, right?
Eduardo says, it would be great to have more than 10 brands at the professional plan. Noted, it's cool that you have that many brands, Eduardo. I'm curious, so yeah, certainly open to doing something like that. And I'm curious what kind of stuff you're doing. Are you producing shows for a bunch of different folks, or do you have 10 shows yourself? I'm just genuinely curious what kind of stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
Michael says, biggest struggle, I'm all about engagement. Please allow comment pinning and have commenting by itself on the left-hand side, please. Thanks, Michael.
Cool.
Not Slim says, biggest struggle is when sharing my desktop as well as playing an uploaded video. My desktop share creates an echo. Desktop should auto mute just like guests do when playing uploaded video. Do you have any thoughts on that one, Dan? Depending on what you're sharing, it should auto cancel out echo.
Okay, so this is like an uploaded video. It's in a video clip while also screen sharing. Desktop share creates an echo. Desktop should auto mute just like guests do when playing. Interesting. I see. So is it when you're sharing desktop, is it on Windows where you're sharing the entire application audio? Or is it just a specific Chrome tab? I'm just wondering why the desktop's picking up the audio in the first place. Maybe if you clarify that, are you sharing and I think it's only Windows that allows this, which is why I mentioned Windows. Is it full app or full computer audio, full system audio, or are you just sharing the tab? And if it's just the tab, I'm just wondering why it's getting audio from the clip. Maybe if you just clarify a bit, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. We're getting close to the end. Should we go ahead and do the giveaway?
Definitely.
Should also give you guys a sense too for the earlier question too, as far as what the current version looks like and what you would want in it if you had access to it yourself. Let's go ahead and share that. So yeah, for anyone who hasn't attended one of these, the way we choose a winner is if you just type in hashtag the yard, you'll be eligible to win. And tonight we'll be giving away where's the image here? We'll be giving away actually I don't have an image for tonight, but we'll give away a StreamYard mug and a black StreamYard t-shirt. We're out of stock right now for the pillows, but that should be back soon. And we also have some cool new stuff coming in. Really fun.
Cool.
All right.
A little more time.
Yeah, lots of hashtag the yards coming
in. A lot
in.
of comments for Easter. I appreciate everyone hanging out with us.
Yeah, it is super cool. I was not expecting that. I thought more people would be busy.
It's kind of different with COVID, I guess, as well, right?
Yeah,
that might be a factor.
Everyone's kind of stuck at home. Dal says, please get rid of that show/hide button that blurs the comment when the cursor is hovering. Those of us who use the cursor as a magnifier window have big issues reading comments because of that.
Got it.
What's the meaning of the magnifier window there?
So I believe, at least, zooming in to make the text a bit bigger.
I see.
You can't do that if it's covering it when you're trying to zoom on it. And let me know if I'm off, but I think that's what it is. But yeah, it definitely makes sense. We just want to make sure it's highly discoverable is the term I would use, of like people can figure out how to hide the comment, but as long as we can figure out a way to do that doesn't hide the text, I'm all for it.
Cool.
Shall we draw?
Yeah, does it seem like everyone's in?
We've got a lot, yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
All right, best of luck, everyone.
Ruth, you came up earlier in the chat tonight. Congrats on you just won a StreamYard mug and a StreamYard t-shirt. Dana will reach out to you in the chat to find your size and get your information. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight, and congrats. Super cool. All right, what else did we have here? Oh yeah, another one I was curious to ask you guys about. Don't have too much time left, but we have a little bit of time, is for the invite link. I'm curious if right now any StreamYard link essentially has the same preview image when you're sharing it on like social media, or someone's, more importantly, like a direct message on Facebook. It just has the same sort of picture for everything for StreamYard. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. But curious if there's any interest in having like a custom one, like being able to change your invite link to say maybe your show or more information about yourself. Curious if that's actually something that's interesting, or if it's not, not really all that useful. Other one that I haven't mentioned for a bit is we now have the StreamYard blogs, which is cool, which we have lots of people from the community writing for, which is super exciting, because oftentimes you guys are the experts on certain subjects, which is a lot of fun. If you're interested in writing for us, if you just go to StreamYard.com/contact, there's a form at the bottom of the page where you can enter your information to contribute. But yeah, we'd love to feature you, so please do that if you're a blogger or would like to become one. Let's see. Dice says yes, custom invite link would be great. Cool, thanks, Dice.
So not necessarily a link though, right? You were asking if it should be a custom image.
Yeah, sorry, custom. I read it as custom image for the invite link. But yeah, customizing the preview image. It's a hard thing to explain. I should have showed a picture or something. But yeah, if you're in like Facebook Messenger and you get a link for something, there's always like a picture. And right now for an invite link, it just has the default homepage stuff for StreamYard. So I was just curious if that was something that would be used, if you guys would like it to be customizable with your own thumbnail or something like that. Dustin says, is that giveaway tool available in the app now? It's not available in the app now, but it is something we're considering. We're figuring out right now. We're figuring out what it could look like for you guys. So that was something we were asking earlier, and now also feel free to share is what you'd like to see with that. So you just saw how ours run. So we were curious, like what kind of stuff you'd like to have access to. So I assume we do hashtag the yard. I'd assume you'd want to change it to some other hashtag. Maybe you want to change the color. I was curious what kind of stuff you guys would want out of a tool like that.
Yeah.
Lots of congrats for Ruth. Absolutely. Congrats, Ruth. Pixelpia says, do you sell the mugs? We do if you don't want to take your chances every Sunday. We do you can just go ahead and purchase one on is it in the menu at the top right, Dan, or is it just on the homepage?
On our homepage, there's a merchandise link at the bottom of the page. So
yeah, if you just go Pixel, if you just go to the footer of the StreamYard homepage, you'll find a link to the store. Yep. And yeah, we've got the t-shirts, we've got the mugs, all that stuff.
You do need to be logged out to get to the homepage. I should add. So if you have an incognito window, if you know what I'm talking about, you can use that, or you can log out and then go down to the bottom merchandise. Or if somebody wants to link it in the chat for us right now, that'd be even more convenient. But yeah, that has a store, and we have all the items there in one place. The mugs are great, honestly. I'm a huge fan of the mugs. Like we mentioned before, they're massive. They're very large mugs, which
they're cool.
Definitely my favorite.
Drinking out of, they're both multiple uses. All right, looks like we are out of time, but thank you all for hanging out with us. It's so much fun. One final thanks, Eileen. Just new member here. Great idea to have the town hall. Lots of good info. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Eileen. It's super useful for us as well to interact with you guys and get insights. So this was, where's my image here? Episode 117 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. We'll see you guys next week at the same time.
Thanks for hanging out with us, everyone.